Roxanne Webster.
And I'm Keith Alba. We are the owners and operators at My Home Team Denver.
My, and this is a kind of
The honest stuff.
an impromptu honest hour where I just wanted to put Keith and myself on the spot. What did you do well in 2025, Keith? Personal and business.
I would say 25 was a year of development for me personally, both personal and business. We spent a lot of time on our systems and our process, the delivery of value to our clients that were out there. And then, for me, I spent a lot of time increasing my skills and knowledge base in the probate world and that arena. So I would say there was a lot of development both personally and professionally in 25 that I feel really positions me and our business in a great spot moving forward.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Similar for me. I think that in business, giving a lot of thought to the new technologies that we're faced with and asking myself really within this kind of sea of distraction, right? That there's so much coming at us and what is important to that? What are kind of the guiding principles that help me to weed out everything but the useful in that? And really coming to the conclusion that that the technology, if it can save me time in all of when I first started in real estate, um, to put a listing on the market, for instance, there was a one-page form that you filled out and you faxed it to MLS, right? It was,
Facts.
right,
They
you
still have
faxed it, right?
facts. They still have that.
You gave it to the guy and he got on his pony and he rode over to the MLS, right? And now, over the years, as the technology has increased, the things that you have to do to get that, its exposure, it's hours, right? So the business has become more labor intensive. So me getting clarity that the reason the things that people have liked about my representation throughout the years has been that I care about them, that I'm knowledgeable, that I'm going to take the time to have the conversations they need to have so that they feel informed and comfortable and confident in the decisions that they're making, right? As this business has gotten thicker and thicker with technology and with other things that have to be done, that's the thing that gets crowded is time for so getting clarity that as technology, any technology that I'm going to introduce into my business and into my world has to buy me more time so that I can have those conversations in a relaxed way. So how can I use this technology to be more uniquely human in my interactions, which is a little counterintuitive to what we're seeing with this kind of young toddlerhood of artificial intelligence and so forth. And then on a personal level, becoming a grandma and being able to and really substantively being involved with that. We go almost every week and do a day of care for our little nugget, and taking that relaxed focus, right, on this little human that really wasn't possible when the kids were young, when our kids were young, right?
Mm,
That, then I was, when I married Dwayne, the kids were 8 and 11. It was right during the Great Recession, right? So I was working like a mad dog just to sustain. So I was more of the kind of workaholic, if I'm honest with myself. I was, we'd go on vacations, right? But Dwayne was their primary caregiver.
mm,
And to be able to spend that type of focused, relaxed time with a grandbaby is delightful, and it wasn't my experience with them when
Right.
they were young, you know.
Yeah. No, it's interesting that, both of us and the professional side of it, we're talking about what I had said, development, really. It was the development of my knowledge base or you with your skills and artificial intelligence. And just that conversation reminds me of a quote that Zig Ziglar had in one of his books, and he credits a gentleman by the name of Eric Hoffer with the origination of it. But it says, the learners will inherit the earth, while the learned find themselves beautifully equipped for a world that has passed them by.
Oh, I love
Right?
that.
And that's the reality of our industry and our businesses. It is ever changing and always evolving.
Yeah.
And there's a lot that you want from a seasoned real estate agent. Their knowledge, their experience, that expertise is vital. But at the same time, if they're not keeping up with the changes and the evolution of this industry, um, they're beautifully equipped for a world that has passed them by.
That's
So
right.
the sweet spot is really somebody that's got that experience, that knowledge, that expertise, but now is pairing that with the evolution and the new technologies, the more information, the more data that's out there. There's kind of a bit of a dance that needs to go on. Um, so
What was your favorite um television show? There we go, dating myself again, series. What was your favorite entertainment this year?
As a Denver native and a sports fan, fanatic probably is a better word. Not shortening it up to fan. It's a fanatic. There, most recently, there was a John Elway documentary that Netflix has put out, and I was growing up as a young kid in the Denver metro area as John was taking the reins of the Denver
Uh,
Broncos. And so the clips, the stories, the memories that that documentary brought back were awesome. It was amazing. I was on, my phone texting anybody and everybody I knew. It's like, hey, if you haven't seen this yet, go watch it because it's awesome.
that's
It
excellent.
What about
I
you?
loved Chernobyl. And that is a hard watch.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not the most cheery, warm, fuzzy kind of a
It wasn't, but it was first of all, it was a mini series, right? And I get sucked right into, like if I start a new series like the baking show or Grey's Anatomy or I'm one of those binge watchers that I'll find myself at 2 a.m. watching the sixth episode. So from just a pure life management point of view, a mini series that's only got five, that it's in and out, five segments and you're done, right? Is good for me. And it was really well done and terrifying.
yeah.
Which so that was my favorite television. Did you if you look forward, do you have, I'm always a little reluctant to call something a New Year's resolution, right?
Yeah.
But if you've got like a personal goal this year, is there anything you'd like to improve in yourself in 2026?
I would say probably, as we're getting older, um, health is becoming more and more of a necessity, right? And focusing on what I'm putting into my body, the movement and exercise that I'm putting my body through is more important and becoming ever more so. And so I think one of my major focuses will be exactly that, continuing in the health and fitness with a large focus on, kind of the nutrition and the intake.
Yeah, yeah, I love that. Dwayne and I are have whoops recently joined the rec center. Dwayne has a nice senior sneakers. option through Medicare, and this year is our focus is on the core, right? Getting both of our cores in better shape. Especially we are minutes away from that little grandbaby being able to crawl, which means
Chasing her around before you know it.
that's right. And, a few more minutes after that, she is walking. And right now, physically, it's been very, very easy to care for her because she's immobile.
Not very, doesn't take you very long to catch up to her because she's in one spot.
That's right. That's right. So, kind of looking forward to that. So, health is a big portion of what we're doing, really focusing this year on strengthening our cores. And we're also, we live in a little triplex and we got a great tenant upstairs, and we've just had our first. We're going to grow a little Kaufman tribe. We live on Kaufman Street, a Kaufman tribe community garden, just for us, for our little triplex, but we're going to put a couple of planters in the little front yard that we have and grow some vegetables and be
Oh, vegetables, that's good. I was wondering if you're going to start your own Colorado State flower collection there.
my state flower collection, that's right, or medicinal collection, which would not help the business goals. So we're not doing
Or,
that.
or you're binging, right? You can get even more sucked in.
That's right. That's right. Ooh, look at that. Yeah. Nope. So, being more mindful and growing some food that we can process, and because I love cooking. So do you. We're both foodies,
Yeah.
and I just love making good, delicious food. And when I'm not doing that, right, my eating disorders present themselves in the form of cheese and carbs, right? So if I'm eating cheese and carbs, really cheesy nachos, which I can live on for weeks, poorly, I would just as soon as have delicious roasted vegetables. It takes only a few more minutes to make it that way, and if I'm growing them myself, and so yeah, this year is a year for health as well, and and strengthening the core, and that also satisfies getting Dwayne and I doing those activities together. I think will be fun. I've admired how you and Amy do your yoga together and a lot of your physical and health activities together, and I think that's good for our families. It's good for our bodies.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been, a great cornerstone of our marriage is having that shared goal and being able to spend that time together. Something you don't necessarily think of, when you're thinking about your spouse and getting hot and sweaty, it's not about the gym in most cases, but
Right.
it does work as well, in addition to the other means of getting hot and sweaty. Um, so
That's awesome. All right. Well, good. Happy New Year, everybody.
happy New Year, gang.